Namaste.
Namaste.
Welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Chloe and Engage, for hosting us.
Yes, thank you.
My name is Tess and this is Noni. Welcome to our meditation space. And thank you for meditating with us today. Before we begin, just a reminder, you might want to turn off cell phones or watches so that they don't beep or ring when you're meditating. The topic for today's meditation is mindfulness and meditation for the relief of pain and suffering. That can be physical pain, emotional pain, the pain of loss, all the pain that we feel as humans. And who among us hasn't experienced pain and suffering? And who among us wouldn't like to have less pain and suffering? If we're fortunate enough to live a long life, we're going to experience a great deal of pain and joy on our journey. That's just how it is. Life is half wonderful and half miserable. Pain is a natural part of the landscape. But our first rule of pain is don't make it worse.
No.
We all have that tendency to make it worse, not intentionally at all, but it still happens. Humans, we suffer more than any other creature on earth. Why is that? Because of our minds and our egos. We ruminate on our suffering. We hate it. We fear it. We resist it. We resent it. We make it bigger by trying to avoid it. Acceptance of the fact that life brings pain is critical to liberation from suffering. The Buddha taught that we must understand the nature of pain and suffering in order to be free from it. Thich Nhat Hanh taught that looking deeply into our pain and suffering can reveal the roots of that pain and help us to become free from it. Looking deeply into nature, we see that the creatures all around us experience pain, but they don't suffer the way we do. We humans, we're unique in our suffering because of our minds and our mental habits. Humans freak out about pain. Animals accept it and move on the best that they can. We never see animals griping about their pain. The seven-legged spider goes about her business the best that she can. She doesn't worry that she's being punished or fume that life is unfair. There's a sutta, or an essential teaching of the Buddha, called the Upajjhatthana Sutta. This teaching is known as the 5 remembrances, and the Buddha taught his students to contemplate them every single day. And this teaching says in part, I am of the nature to grow old. I cannot escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health, and I cannot escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. I cannot escape death. And I am of the nature to lose everyone and everything that is dear to me. I cannot escape being separated from everyone and everything that I love. I refer to this sutta as old age boot camp because it's a bit of a rude awakening at first. But as one contemplates it, we can see that the sutta awakens us to the fact that pain, old age, sickness, death, and loss, all of that is inevitable. It is natural and nothing at all to freak out about. So why then do I spend so much of my energy deluding myself into thinking it won't happen to me? Because we all hate pain. But the truth is, the energy that we put into hating and avoiding pain is tremendous. And we could use that energy to do something about it. The fact is, that when we stop avoiding and we stop denying the nature of pain, the fact that pain is natural, we experience great relief. So how then do we humans torture ourselves with and about our pain? How do we make the pain worse? Have you ever said any of these things to yourself about your pain? I've said them all.
Me too.
It's not fair. My body is betraying me. What did I do to deserve this? Why am I being punished? Those people don't have to suffer the way I do. This will never end. Or I can't live like this. All of these thoughts are bound to make the pain worse. They make us suffer more because they are a trap door into hell for our minds. And once we enter that trap, our minds can be relentless. We bask in the injustice of it. We feel self-pity. We feel depression. We feel fear and sadness. And then we become victims. If, on the other hand, we experience pain and remind ourselves, it is my nature to have pain, then the resistance, aversion, denial, and the mental suffering can stop. Then it's just pain, not pain compounded by the mental anguish about the pain. I have 2 copies of the Upajjhatthana Sutta hanging on my walls, and I read them several times a day, and I've done so for years. So it's now a part of my mindset. So pain no longer surprises me. I've had enough experience to no longer be surprised. In May, I was having an MRI, and I felt a sudden crushing pain from my sternum through my back. I learned a few days later that that's when I fractured 4 ribs, and I'm in this machine trying not to scream. And my very first thought after I caught my breath from the shocking pain was to chuckle. It crossed my mind, oh yes, I indeed am of the nature to experience pain. That thought crossed my mind with some levity because it's now my mindset, because I contemplate this sutta all the time. Every time I see a messenger, someone with a limp, someone with a walker, a funeral procession, all these things are reminders to me. I'm of a nature to experience this. So my first thought was to acknowledge the reality and laugh at my silliness. How silly am I to think that this shouldn't happen to me? I am of the nature to have pain. I still had the pain, but I had space within me in which to deal with that pain and let it be. And I didn't have to waste my energy feeling sorry for myself. Pain should not surprise us. It's what we get. It's what we deal with. It's not a failure. It's not an emergency. And it's not a punishment. Pain just is. So I tried to deal with it, not avoid or resist it, or to deny it. Meditation and mindfulness are both great tools for reducing pain and suffering. First, meditation and mindfulness give us inner spaciousness, room between you and your pain, so that you are not smothered by it. Secondly, mindfulness gives us the awareness to understand that pain is impermanent, like a passing cloud. Pain comes and pain goes. Meditation also shows you that you are not your pain. You are the self. You are the witness, the knower. You at your essential core, you are beyond the reach of pain. Science is just beginning to be able to measure the value of mindfulness-based meditation in relieving pain. There have been many studies done on pain relief through mindfulness-based meditation. And the good news is these techniques relieve pain a great deal. Studies show that people who practice mindfulness-based meditation are able to reduce their pain levels by 22%. They're also able to reduce anticipatory anxiety by 29%. That anticipatory anxiety is actually fear of more pain. So they have 29% less. They also experience less depression and anxiety about the chronic pain that they do experience. One study showed that meditators were able to reduce their low back pain by more than 30%, and this lasted for more than a year after treatment. MRI scans show that after just 8 weeks of meditation, we are less sensitive to pain. So you may wonder, how exactly do meditation and mindfulness reduce pain? According to neuroscientists, meditation and mindfulness change and retrain the brain in multiple ways to make us less sensitive to pain and more able to deal with the pain that we do have. A 2012 study showed that meditation promotes cognitive disengagement and an increased sensory processing of the pain. What that means is less mental suffering and less physical suffering. And a 2016 study showed meditation activates our body's natural opioid system, meaning meditators experience more pain relief. According to the sages of yoga, meditation allows the individual to go beyond or to transcend pain. Have any of us experienced a feeling of floating or a loss of bodily sensation while meditating? I often do. When you enter the state of deep meditation, you experience pure consciousness. And in this state, also known as the Turiya or fourth state, you feel no bodily sensation. And therefore, You are free of pain.
So you may all be thinking, what should I do when the pain is intense? Or I can't stand that pain anymore. What should I do? Tess and I recommend that you practice the following techniques when you don't need them, so that they're second nature when you do need them. The first one is breathing. Mindful breathing with slow, deep inhale and then a long, full exhale while repeating your breath mantra, hamsa, hum on your in-breath, sa on your out-breath, will relax and calm both your body and your mind. So that's the first thing. Practice the breathing. Please. I'm being cued that I should be louder, but the voice is saying it's difficult. Someone in the audience. Oh, I'm sorry. I shall try. At Engage, we're working on my voice so it will be louder. So I'll lean in closer to the microphone. Maybe that will help. After the breathing, the second thing that you should try to practice every day, at least for a little while, if not longer, is to meditate. Because when you're in that deep meditative state, that deep relaxation that comes from meditation, your pain will be relieved. Remember is the third step. Try to remember that pain and hardship and suffering are all like passing clouds in the vast blue sky. They come and they go. The clouds do not hurt the blue sky any more than the pain can hurt your inner self. The pain will go just as it came. Remember, it's the fourth step. I am of the nature to have pain. It is not a failure. It is not a curse. You're not being singled out. It just is part of being a human being. And some people seem to have more than others. It's hard to understand that. But we have a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh, who's a meditation master. The quote is as follows: without suffering, you cannot grow. Without suffering, you cannot get the peace and the joy that you deserve. Thai says, please don't run away from your suffering. Embrace it, cherish it. Go to the Buddha, go to God, go to Christ, go to the Blessed Mother, go to Allah, go to that source within all of us and sit with that source. Show him or her your pain. He or she will look at you with loving kindness, compassion, and mindfulness. He or she will show you ways to embrace your suffering and help you be able to look at it deeply. Thai says that with understanding and compassion, you will be able to heal the wounds in your heart and the wounds in the world. The Buddha called suffering a holy truth because our suffering has the capacity of showing us the path to liberation from our pain and liberation so that we're free in this world to enjoy it and to have joy. Thai says, please embrace your suffering and let it reveal to you the way of peace. So now we're going to prepare to meditate. And I'm going to have a drink of tea. You can stretch if you want. And then find a nice, comfortable, upright posture. And place both your feet flat on the floor or on a firm surface. Pardon me. If you can, place your feet hip width apart and straighten your spine as much as is comfortable for you. There's no need to force anything when you meditate. You should be comfortable. Let the back of your neck gently elongate as the crown of your head reaches toward the ceiling. And this can be facilitated by tucking your chin down just a wee bit. And if you watch while I do it, you can see that the crown of the head moves up just a wee bit. Remember again, there's no need to force anything or to be in pain while you meditate. That sounds funny as we're studying how to get rid of pain. You can place your hands in Chin Mudra with your thumbs and your forefingers touching, if that's comfortable for you. If not, you can just place your hands on your thighs, palms down, if that's comfortable. And if you're doing Chin Mudra with your thumbs and forefingers together, your palms go face down on your thighs. Please close your eyes. Allow your eyes to soften. Imagine that you're looking at a sleeping kitty or a sleeping baby. Let your eyes be soft and gentle. And then smile. Go ahead, smile a nice, big, beautiful smile. And this will allow your facial muscles to relax completely. Now go ahead and smile another great, big, beautiful smile, and that will help to release the muscles in your neck and your shoulders. Allow them to fully release, fully relax, and settle into the softness. Take a moment and scan your body for any signs of tension or stress. And you can breathe warmth and relaxation into those areas. Take a few minutes with this so that all your tension is relaxed and released. Now, please take in a nice, deep, slow, mindful breath and release it slowly and fully. Again, a nice, deep breath in and release it fully. And one more deep inhalation and breathe out long. And now please return to your normal rate of breathing. Every time we meditate, we use a Sanskrit mantra, which has been used by yogis for over 7,000 years. The mantra that we use is Hamsa. It's spelled Hamsa. It is a breath mantra. It's the sound that your breath makes when you inhale and exhale. Hamsa goes on within you every minute of every day and every night of your life. All we have to do is to remember Hamsa and then link it to our breathing so that we can be instantly calm and serene. So now we'll practice it together. As you inhale, silently repeat hum. As you exhale, silently repeat sa. Hum on your in-breath, sa on your out-breath. Hum on your in-breath, sa on your out-breath. And now silently repeat, I am that essence which is serene, steady, and strong. Again, repeat silently to yourself. I am that essence which is serene, steady, and strong. Hum on the in-breath, sa on the out-breath. Hum on the in-breath, sa on your out-breath. Silently repeat to yourself, I am not my pain. I am not my hardships. I am not my suffering. I am that essence which is beyond the reach of pain, beyond the reach of hardship, beyond the reach of suffering. Hum on the in-breath, sa on the out-breath. Hum on the in-breath, sa on the out-breath. Again, you can repeat to yourself, I am that essence which is beyond the reach of pain, beyond the reach of hardship, beyond the reach of suffering. Hum on the in-breath, sa on the out-breath. Hum on the in-breath, sa on the out-breath. As you meditate, thoughts will come and go. That's inevitable. If you find yourself thinking, just resume your silent repetition of hum on the in-breath, sa on the out-breath. Hum on the in-breath, sa on the out-breath. You can continue in this way, and we will meditate. Hum on the in-breath, sa on the out-breath. So you can gradually bring your attention back to the room. Take in a nice deep breath and let it out slowly. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. You might want to stretch your arms and especially your legs and ankles and feet. After every meditation session that you do either with us or by yourself, because we don't want any of you falling. And our legs and ankles and feet have a tendency to fall asleep while we're out meditating. So always make sure they're wide awake before you go to stand up. Does anyone have a question, a comment, an insight, either from this session or from what you've watched on the YouTube channel? And please don't be bashful. We learn from each other's questions and experiences. So if you raise your hand, Chloe will let you be heard by all of us. You're all pros at this, huh? One thing to remember for sure. You are so much greater than any label that somebody puts on you, than any pain that you have, on any loss or suffering that you experience. You're so much greater than that. That's the essence that's inside you. So always remember that. That's what you're seeking when you meditate, to be in touch with that space that's inside of you. It's there. You just have to tap it. Anybody else with a question, a comment? Yes? No? Oh, I see a hand going up. Go ahead.
It took me a really long time to figure out where that was. I've been struggling here. This was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. The space inside you, you're saying, to find that space?
No, on Zoom to find out how to raise my hand.
Oh,
I'm down here going through the whole thing like a maniac. A very peaceful maniac, but still trying to find this. So, I really enjoyed your introduction and about the pain and the suffering and all that. And this was a good one. I really
Thank
do
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to silence off of here now.
okay.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Kim. And we find that practicing the mindfulness combined with the meditation, it makes all the difficult things just so much more tolerable. You know, it just gives space between you and that thing that drives you nuts. It's relief.
When you started out, I said, Mom, my pain and suffering had a name.
They often do.
Anybody else who wants to share?
Do you think there's any difference in the approach of the meditation and mindfulness for emotional pain versus physical pain? Or do you think that the practice is equally beneficial for both?
The practice is the practice is beneficial for both, but you can put different twists on the meditation approach and the mindfulness approach. For example, next month, we're going to have a class on dealing with anxiety, which creates a tremendous amount of emotional pain for many of us in our modern world. And so we'll give specifically tuned tools for that particular issue. And if anyone has any other particular topics or issues, that they'd like to address in a meditation, let us know. We'll write a meditation around it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can probably contact Chloe or Liz
And
And-
engage.
at Engage and tell them you'd like a mindfulness meditation session on
Point.
blank. And then we'll be put to work.
Yeah.
Which is fun for us
Keeps us off the streets.
and out of trouble. So, the next session that Tess was
Yeah.
alluding to, relieving anxiety, is going to be on Monday, October 21st. So we hope that you'll put that on your calendar, and we hope to see you. A special thank you again to Liz and to Chloe and Engage for hosting us today. And remember, you can go to the Engage YouTube channel to participate in any of the meditation classes which we have taught in the past. Have fun with those classes if you decide to go and visit them. And also, please try to meditate at least for a little while every day. And if you can do it for longer than a little while, that would be great. We ask people to try and shoot for 20 minutes, but if all you can fit in is 5 or 10, that's perfect too. It's the idea of having it become so much a part of your being that when you need it, it's there for you and it will support you. If you meditate every day, your mind will thank you, and your body will thank you, and your housemates will thank you, and your neighbors and your family and your friends will thank you. So please meditate and send your wonderful energy out into the world and carry it wherever you go. Remember, you're so much greater than what you think you are. Meditate and find that space. Thanks again for being with us.
Yeah, thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Have you done a meditation on rumination before for Engage?
Not yet. No, we haven't done one.
But
And
rumination.
in fact, we're working on one. What I'm starting to compile and we're discussing and building a frame for a meditation class around is the things we tell ourselves, what we feed our mind, right? The thoughts, those repetitive thoughts that dig a hole for us.
We've kind of done that.
Yeah, we've
the
addressed it
mind-
in many other classes in small ways.
It's the mind habits.
Yeah. There's a Sanskrit word for that. It's called the samskara. And it's like a channel. You know, if you stand at the top of a mountain and you pour water down that channel constantly,
It gets deeper.
it's going to erode the rocks and create a groove so that more water will easily flow down that channel. It becomes the path of least resistance, and it becomes automatic for the water to go that way. Every time you act a certain way or allow a certain thought to perpetuate itself, you create a deeper channel, and that becomes the line of least resistance, and it can become a mental loop, and we can get caught in those loops and those repetitive thoughts that dig holes for us. So we're building one.
we're building one on that, and it will take those mind habits, because that's the thing. We do it to ourselves.
Somebody have complete control.
And often they start with someone else saying something to us. Or about us.
Sticks
and
in the head.
it sticks in there and it just gets repeated. Well, if they think that, then maybe other people think it, and maybe it's true, and maybe I'm, And so that's why we always have the hum on the in-breath, sa on the out-breath, and then please also repeat this after us. I am that essence which is, and it becomes a positive thing that one can say to oneself
So we
That-
uproot the negative thoughts and plant seeds of
Yeah.
positive ones, and
Yeah.
that kind of creates a new channel and
Yeah.
a new groove.
We did one of the sessions on anger, and it's like, you don't want to be saying, I don't want to be angry, I don't want to be angry, because then anger is like, it's in there, it's in there, it's in there, you know. So you put in the positive.
So to be written.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get to it in the spring
Yeah. Or in the winter, who knows?
or in the winter. You never
Yeah.
know.
Because in the winter,
Yeah,
we get stuck in our houses and we get stuck in our minds.
that's true.
So
Okay. See, you've given us something to work on. Thank you.
yeah, so that could be the first one.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Good.
And
Thank
then
you, Chloe.
whatever anybody else.
Yeah, anything anybody else
Yeah.
wants to address, we can certainly do that. We'd love to.
And it might just be what for one person, but for that one person, it will change their life forever
You never know.
if they do it.
Right?
You know, so it's up to us then to
Yes.
to do the work.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you both so much. I really
Thank
appreciate
you. We appreciate all your help. Have
Yes.
a great day, and we'll see you in October.